Can you hear us now?
Yes, they can hear us now. Sorry about that. So yeah, you can turn down your devices now. What we were saying is, well, you heard Santa Claus laughing and talking, and we're talking about we learned from patients. So William Osler said the patient will tell you the diagnosis. We had a conversation about this earlier, about the patient telling you the diagnosis. Yes and no.
It's true. Because that goes both ways. Because I have patients who come in and tell me the diagnosis. That is absolutely wrong. Yeah, I looked it up on WebMD and I have this.
Yeah.
No, you don't. But then other times,
You had a great example earlier.
Oh, yeah. So a patient, what I think William Osler was referring to when he said that was, if you let the patient talk, they are going to describe exactly what is going on, and that will fit into a certain constellation of symptoms, which will then give you the diagnosis. So I forget what the percentage is, but I think when I was in medical school, they said about 90% of the diagnosis is in the history. They give out a random percentage.
How do they come up with these percentages?
Who knows?
But yeah, 90%.
But that's
from the patient
lending
talking.
straight to this, that the patient will often tell you that, and then your physical exam essentially is just confirming what you already suspect. So that's what it was saying. If a patient comes in and they say, I've been having the shortness of breath, and every time I lay down, I get more shortness of breath, so I got to prop my head up, and I've got this swelling in my legs.
And then they say, it's because I have hay fever.
It's got to be it. That's got to be it.
Or more commonly, you had the other diagnosis, they'll say it is because they've been reading on WebMD.
Oh, yeah. Or they've read WebMD and they say they've got cancer. Because if you read long enough, WebMD is always going to direct you to tell you have cancer.
Everything. And so we do have, there are some people whose personalities or psychiatric diagnoses are such that that's where they go. It doesn't matter what else is on the list.
Yep. Worst case scenario.
I've got cancer.
Yep.
And so
I've got sniffles, or I've got a mild cough. It's got to be lung cancer.
So it's going to take a bone marrow biopsy to rule it out.
Yeah. As soon as you say, okay, here, if you really want to know that, here's what we're going to have to go through, which is really inappropriate, not needed.
Why don't we instead go with what you probably have and do the appropriate testing if needed for that.
Right.
Go through the appropriate steps before we jump right to.
Right. But often we will learn the diagnosis from the patient.
Invasive, painful test.
Yeah.
So yes, we do learn if we are quiet and we listen and let the patient talk themselves out, and it only takes a couple minutes for a patient. On average.
We do have some talkers.
There are the exceptions, and sometimes you do have to, see 5 other patients the amount of time it takes them to finish their opening statement. But for most part, we can let the patient talk it out, get the full story out before we ask follow-up questions.
Right.
Ideally. And they'll tell you the diagnosis. Okay. Patients tell us about themselves. So that's what that is.
Yeah. But they also tell us about other parts about themselves, about their lives. We have some interesting patients.
Oh, incredible.
Patients who have been through world events and I've got a World War II. Oh no, it wouldn't be World War II. But I got veterans, learning about all the wars that they've been through.
Yeah.
We hear some pretty neat stories.
And we have, of course, being where we are in the endurance capital of the world, we have people who have run the Western States or the Tevis Cup and come in with their buckles that say not 100 miles. That's only if you finished it one time.
Yeah. We've got the
1,000 mile.
The 10 times that they've completed it.
Both for Tevis and for Western States in our patient collection. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, some of the things. World records that they hold. And
Right. Yeah, we have
Yeah. I was asking a patient just this week. I have to be careful how I say this so I don't give personal
give away
information.
Who it is. Yeah.
But okay. Given that I went to high school went to schools, I should say school in Auburn, with more than one Olympic medal winner.
I know who those are.
I can say I had a conversation with a family member
of an Olympic. There you go.
Anyway, we'll leave it at that.
Their stars are downtown.
I can't say anything more. Otherwise, it'd be identifying somebody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we learn a lot of cool things there about our patients. A lot of great stories.
Yeah. So that's something else that we learn from our patients. Santa Claus, are you seeing some interest?
Well, the first 6 or 8 comments was all about that speaker being out.
Okay, it's fixed.
But it's cooking.
We fixed that. Thank you for letting us know, so we didn't go through the whole show.
Yeah, that would have been bad.
Yeah.
Okay, the real ruler just said, "Hey, everybody," and then Deborah just walked in. Deborah Walker, she said she finally made it, but
Oh, good. You made it just in time.
Oh yeah.
no commentary other than
wait,
that.
we have to talk about Deborah because Deborah
Go.
sent us
Yeah.
a charcuterie board. I think that's what it was, right?
Well, not the board, but all the stuff that would be on a charcuterie
Yeah.
board.
Thank you, Deborah.
Charcuterie
And we put a picture of it
assortment.
out on YouTube. And thank you so much for sharing that
Yeah.
with our families. She's our super fan. Sent us a Christmas
I
present.
know. That's wonderful.
She's competing with Santa Claus there.
We do appreciate it.
Okay, so that's Deborah. And
Yeah,
she
and
finally
that's
made
it.
it to the show.
Yeah.
And Lindsay Antoine was here early. I saw that.
And Bianca's here too.
So lots of super fans today.
Yeah.
All right. They tell us about other doctors. Good things about other doctors.
We
Not
get some
so good things about other
inside.
doctors.
We get some inside information about other doctors.
Not only the doctors, but their office staff.
Yeah.
And the whole process of, are you guys looking at each other? Did you have a conversation? All right. We do have a live studio audience, so that's why we're talking to the peanut gallery here. Yeah, how much can we say about things we've heard about other doctors?
Well, we probably shouldn't
To make this-
implicate other doctors, but I've heard about like bedside manners,
yes.
the amount of time
Yes.
doctors have spent with patients. Recently with COVID, the offices that don't wear masks when they should be.
Oh, yes. The ones we don't refer to anymore.
Yeah, and these things affect our referral patterns. Like when our patients come back, I mean, we appreciate and respect our colleagues, but we do have a duty to our patients to keep them
My
safe.
respect for the ones wearing the masks is pretty low.
Waning.
If you call it respect, I don't think that's the word you'd use for what I think toward
Okay.
the ones that actually told patients anti-masking rhetoric.
Yeah.
And here we are not wearing masks right now. Oh, Holly.
Well, this is-
Holly has.
This,
Look at that. Good
yeah,
job, Mom.
you bring up a good point. With this crowd, I'm not wearing a mask. If I'm indoors in public, like this week, at an interesting
In a big-
establishment,
yeah.
I was wearing a mask. Outside of this studio in the office, I'm wearing a mask. But with people who I was spending a lot of time with and who are fully vaccinated, no, I'm and boosted. I'm not wearing a mask right now.
Yeah.
But if you guys want an update on Omicron, write it in the comments or in the chat, and we'll give you whatever you ask for on information that we have on Omicron. Of course,
Well, let's
it's
see what
not
the
all that
real,
much different from what you're
I think we
available.
got to.
Let's see what real ruler here again.
Rule
is
Ruler 2112.
making commentary. Always been curious. Do doctors use this information you hear from patients about other doctors when deciding who you refer other people to?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes.
What are some other things we haven't referred because of? Well, if they say anything bad about us,
Yeah,
and we have heard that. Well, okay, wait. No, I had one patient saying it, and I could tell it was the patient being manipulative. Not that, that I would ever think that, of a
happens
patient.
sometimes.
But
yeah.
yeah, there was one patient that the way it was said, oh, that doctor said this about you. I could tell, I should verify this before acting on it.
Right.
But when it's stuff that you're hearing from more than one patient who don't know each other,
Right.
and you hear them saying the same thing
You hear
about
multiple stories.
a certain specialty
And you
in
call
town.
the GI doctor, and I mean, what?
Oh my!
You said in town. I wasn't gonna go there.
You said what specialty? Oh my goodness!
Together, you're gonna
So-
know exactly who.
Absolutely, medicine in Auburn and even the larger
We
area. If
love
you watch
our
this
GI
show,
we
you will
love
learn
our
stuff.
GI doctors, actually. We talk to them a lot.
Inside baseball of medicine in Auburn.
Yeah.
Let's just leave it at that.
Yeah. Anyway.
Phone calls are being made. Emails are being
Yeah,
exchanged.
so we do
We're working on it.
follow up some things. So if our patients come back to us and tell us, hey, I had this bad experience, and it starts to become a pattern, we'll call those specialists and say, hey,
Yeah.
here's the feedback we're getting.
And
we've done that for multiple specialties.
and when
in
that
Auburn.
happens, they say thank you, and
Yeah.
we're going to work on this.
Right.
And we'll say things like, hey, can I take this email and pass it along to
Yeah.
some other place that would
Yeah.
help to solve the problem?
Yeah,
Usually
and we've called and we said, we really appreciate your practice.
Yeah.
We love what you're doing. We really
Yeah.
want to support you guys. Here's what our patients are telling us. we wanted to make sure you had that feedback so that
Yes.
you could provide a better product.
And we prefer taking that route rather than just referring somewhere else.
Right.
We prefer to fix the problem and say, this is what's going on when patients are seen in your office. Is that really what you intend? Can we help you improve this? And a lot of times people say, whoa, thank you for this opportunity to fix this problem. Rarely will they say,
You can just be in denial.
I wasn't going to say the words on air. Well, and when that happens, the patients will be sent somewhere else.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. No,
That's the
we
exception.
we get really good feedback from our specialists.
Yeah.
For those things. we have
So,
some really good-
what else do we learn about? Do we also learn about ourselves?
yeah.
Our
Not only
office?
our about different people tell me how their experience was with the MA or the front staff, and often way more often than not, it is good.
Yeah,
Reports,
we've got a pretty good setup here,
Yeah.
but
But I have had the occasional report where they said, oh, the the blood pressure was taken wrong, or I had this bad experience with so and so, and if it's just a one-off thing, it's tough to
right.
do anything or make any changes based on that. But if it does become a pattern, we address that for sure.
Yes, you hear it more than once, and okay, we're going to talk about it, and that's how we make ourselves better.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. And
we
have,
welcome those comments.
Yeah. And we've had feedback where patient has had a bad experience, whatever it was for. Most recently, I can think of a patient who was expecting to be seen when we just had scheduled a COVID-only test.
Oh, yeah.
And we just didn't meet those expectations that she had, and there was just a
Holly, did you schedule that one?
there was just a mismatch in expectations and what she got. So basically we will respond to that, let the patient know that, hey, that was not our intention. We hear you. We're going to bring this up. We're going to make sure that we improve our practice
And have a little meeting either between us or with Polly
or
nurse,
sometimes the whole office if it
or
affects more
to address
people.
it so we can fix the problem.
Yeah.
What do you have there, Santa?
Well, Real Ruler 2112.
Yes.
He says, interesting. Thank you for your response. And I don't know what this is from Debbie Walker.
What's Deborah saying?
What? I'm not seeing
Did she get
anything
a
else.
special recognition because it's been a month
Oh, you were
anniversary
talking
of
about the
her
little thing in
being?
front of her? No, she didn't.
What she put in front of it?
It was just her little emblem,
Her emblem.
I guess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what's on here. See all
No,
those
I didn't get
little-
that one up. You're in front of
Oh,
me.
yeah. How do you read that?
Uh,
Christmas trees. I can't see the rest. I think there's some kind of smiley face or happy face.
Nice.
Is that what that is?
No steaming piles of poo. So
Hey!
that's so it's
They're
positive.
usually smiling pilots.
Everybody has their booster already?
Absolutely.
I have.
Me?
Hey, my wife wants to know. Can we mix boosters with, we get what did we get the first off? Pfizer. And now we're going to go get the Moderna booster?
Moderna?
So you were scheduled to get the Moderna booster even though you had Pfizer initially.
Right.
That's fine, and I encourage people to get whichever one is
Whatever's
available.
Whatever's available.
I encourage them to get the mRNA vaccines to start with, and then to get either of the mRNA vaccines as their booster after finishing the first 2-shot series with one or the other.
And lately, the J&J vaccine has really been demoted and is not recommended at all. So those
Falling out
mRNA
of favor.
vaccines
Yeah.
are really what we're pushing. I will tell patients that if it's available, stick with what you've got. You know that you've done well with it. So if you had Pfizer and Pfizer's available, or you have a choice between the two, get the Pfizer. But if you don't have a choice, just take what's available.
Yep.
That's what I'll tell them.
That's what I've been told.
Yep.
So also, I'm looking at my notes here. That's why I'm not making eye contact with you.
My eyes are up here.
I've had to say that so many times. Okay, so what
I
else
thought
do we
my
learn?
eyes are down here.
Eyes are up here. We also learned what's on Facebook.
Oh, we
and
learned
magazine ads and all
we
the ads in
learned
AARP.
such great stories.
We learned lots of stuff from our patients. Yeah, often asked, "Hey,
The
doctor,
latest
what do you think about
conspiracy theory on Facebook.
this?" Oh, yes.
We hear all those. Yeah.
So we get all the false news, bad news, alternative news.
I think if it's on television, it ain't no good.
We're told what's on television. Hey, have you seen that commercial for such and such? No, I haven't. Yeah.
Yeah, and usually we're not.
Television commercials are not a
Prescribing
good
those
source of medical information. Although it's interesting, I do give more value to the more highly produced ones that are on primetime network television than I do to the ones that come on the
Really?
UHF channel in the middle of the night between the local used cars.
That's the like catheter replacement commercials.
I was thinking more like the non-FDA approved. They have
Oh, sure, yeah.
The little statement at the
Oh,
end. These
yeah.
statements have not been approved by the FDA.
Yeah.
Not intended to diagnose.
But even the ones that are approved by the FDA, if they are putting money out there to make it a commercial,
we're all paying for it.
it's an expensive medication,
Yeah.
almost guaranteed. And usually it's not something we're going to prescribe. Most of those medications are specialist medications. So
Or there's something that we will prescribe, but not for about 10 more years.
because there's
they
a
go
good
generic.
alternative that's generic.
Ask us about the ones that recently went generic that were advertised
that really
10 years
work
ago.
well, probably.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Speaking
We'll
of
get off that
this money
soapbox.
that's paid for ads, I had a post on social media
oh yes,
at Dr. Vaughn on most of the socials. And it was showing my personal, and you have one too, my personal
do.
record of all of the money paid for me by drug companies. When I say paid for me, I mean like meals or trips or books or whatever it is they buy for people. So you can see that, how far back did it go? 5 years?
something like that.
So you can see that CMS or Centers for
Medicare.
Services, anyway, the Medicare website, it's a federal record of how much money they spend on us. And you can see that
We've received from
it was under
pharmaceutical
$14
companies.
for the last 5 years.
Mine was like
So there's
30 or 40 bucks
40 something.
over 5 years.
And I'm pretty sure they were both food.
We're really racking in the dough.
I think mine was
But then you compare it to the average, which is really disheartening in my opinion.
average is in the thousands.
How crazy is that? Most doctors are getting
Annually.
thousands of dollars from
Thousands.
pharmaceutical, or not money, getting thousands in food or some sort of kickback.
Yeah. Well, not just them. It's usually for their whole office.
Sure.
But
We don't. Sorry, Holly.
everybody here is disappointed. We
Not getting lunch.
we get ours from Patreon
That's where we get our
and super chats
kickbacks. From.
and kickbacks.
So when people say
From
that,
you, the
that,
viewers.
I'm getting paid by Pfizer to promote a vaccine, it's a little disheartening.
and when we make
No.
videos that have something, we say it right up front. Hey, we either got this for free from the company, like a stethoscope or the ear thing. We put it out there that we got it from them, or they're paying. Did we ever get paid for anything? I don't know if we've ever been.
I have never been paid
On this
for
show, well, some of the RPM companies with the blood pressure cuffs.
Are you getting paid for stuff?
I
You're
did.
not passing on to me?
No, not for this. For the RPM podcast.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
which,
but on those, I always give the disclaimer up front if we got any money from them. But the reason I talk about it is because I want you to, if you have access to @DrVaughn on Twitter or Instagram, to look at the link on it, and you can get to links easier on Twitter than you can on Instagram, so that you can look up any
Look up
doctor,
your doctor, and
any
be
doctor,
amazed.
and see if they're getting paid by the drug companies or are getting
Which is,
something that's of value.
maybe
for
you
the drug
don't want to
companies.
do that.
We
don't.
we welcome it,
Yeah.
and
We don't get kickbacks.
and many family practice doctors welcome it. It's-
Yes, actually,
It goes
the
up by specialty.
AAFP, the American Association of Family Practitioners, is very, very against all of that stuff.
So they probably don't even like what we got.
They would say
$13 and
that
$40.
Yeah, there are commentaries all over their magazine saying no. You are going to be influenced. You should not even entertain it at all. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So compare us to anybody, please, and comment. We'd
40
love for
bucks.
you to do that. We'd love to see comments of them comparing us.
Part
to
of me's
other
like, I want to get to
doctors.
0. No,
we
stay
are.
away from me.
We are every year except for that one.
Except for that one.
Yeah.
And that's
We are 0.
slowly going away.
And with time, that'll go away. So we look forward to your comments comparing us to other doctors.
Yeah.
Here's the ruler again. So,
Hey,
whoa,
rule in the comments.
the real ruler, okay? 2112. Okay. He says, whoa, $14 over 5 years? I got to get in on this. So,
Yes.
Yep.
and then we have
$1 for
think it
every
was
year
for
of
lunch.
training. It's wonderful.
You had something else?
Oh, yes, let's see. Deborah over here says, I got my Moderna booster shot
Yay.
today, as a matter of fact.
All right.
Very
It
good.
was just half a dose. Is that the
Yep.
correct dosage? But I
It
read
is for
that,
Moderna.
But I read that it causes some heart issues. Now, how bad is the percentage of having those heart issues?
Okay, let's
We can
talk
talk about that.
So, cardiomyopathy from mRNA vaccines. It's a problem in males about age 15 to early 20s. And is it like 1 in so many 100,000?
It's 5 in a million, I think.
Okay, about the same, yeah.
Actually, no, it's a little more than that. I'm thinking
I
about.
think it's per 100,000.
Yeah, I think it's a little more than that. I'm thinking about.
Most of them recover
fine.
100%. Most of them do not require hospitalization.
And it's actually less common with the vaccine than with COVID itself. So if you compare getting COVID to getting the COVID vaccine, the vaccine wins out.
Even for
every
that
single time.
group of males,
Yes, for that high risk group.
later adolescence males, at the worst, it's better. For everybody else, it's way, way, way
Yeah.
better.
Right.
So for a female, I don't know how old Deborah is.
Don't say it.
And I'm not going to assume. I think she's retired, though. So that says a little something. So for a retired woman, the risk is negligible.
Yeah.
Retired young.
She retired young. We'll say that. Okay. Facebook, TV, and magazine ads. Oh, and all that. What do we learn from patients? Okay, is that me that's ringing?
It's your phone.
Okay, just, yeah, get rid of it. If it's important, they'll
Done.
leave a message. I am on call, so I'll have to check my messages after the show. From our patients, we also learn things that
Yeah.
aren't medical.
We have patients who are experts in different fields.
Interesting things.
So, yeah.
What have you learned?
Let's see. What have I learned? I've got a lot of people who refinance homes, so that everybody told me to refinance them last year, of course. But
We learned that, yes.
we learned that.
That's true.
But I had a lawyer give me legal advice.
There you go.
Like as a patient, I was like, I'm going through this little thing, like small claims thing. And he's like, oh, you need to do this. This would work. I was like, ooh. And that actually made me win the case.
Oh, my goodness.
It was actually great advice.
Wow.
So,
Okay.
It was great.
I've learned super advice that I've actually put into practice on commercial real estate.
Yeah.
And, we learned so much from patients. What else have we learned?
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. What other? I told you something else earlier.
Just some, we learned cool stuff. Just like from conversation
Oh
with,
yeah,
with somebody.
how to what chainsaw you should get, and how to properly care for your chainsaw.
Sometimes I learn things about my brothers
Oh jeez,
from my patients.
Not the
it's always
Vaughn
my
gang.
mom that people know. Everyone knows my mom.
Yeah.
So,
that's
they
true.
always come say, hey.
What's the matter?
Saw your
What's
mom
wrong
do
with
it.
your brothers? I know them all.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah.
You'll have to ask these patients. No, nothing.
Inside information.
No. They just say they
Yeah.
see them. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else for today, or any other questions? Or
Oh,
comments?
Deborah came back.
Oh, Deborah. Okay.
Oh.
Deborah.
She said, I did retire young, 57. She's 57 now.
Very good.
Oh, she's 57 now.
Low risk
There we go. See,
for a heart thing.
good thing I said it the way I did. Then you guys saved me too. Thank you, Deborah. Okay, so that's what we learned from patients, and we really do want to see you guys compare us to other doctors on that
Could do
on
that.
that link for
Yeah.
how much the drug reps
For
pay
the
them.
kickbacks.
I'm curious. Okay, so next week, Dr. Gwaine will not be here.
I won't be here.
Mr. S, will you be
right.
here?
I will, as far as I know.
Okay, I think this will be your seat next week.
Santa post
Do I just
Christmas
do I-
Santa.
in my Santa outfit?
Are you
Well,
going to be
it'll-
sober?
No, it'll be over.
Post Christmas Santa.
Okay, I'll wear civilian clothes.
Okay, all right. And so since you will be in the pilot seat, you get to choose what the subject is
Oh my goodness.
for next week.
Okay, well, not right at the moment, right?
You're not ready to tell them?
I'm not.
I thought maybe the audience would like to hear.
Yeah, this is a great reveal here for everyone involved.
They are on the edge of their seats.
So
What's next
are
week's
we.
topic?
Yeah, right.
Even though I won't be here.
I'll call you. I'll let you know.
I would tell you if I knew.
You're busy this next week, Santa.
I'm
so
not keeping a secret from you. Really?
He's got a lot to do.
I'm busy up through Saturday, and after that, I'll think of something.
There you go.
Okay. So Santa will let us know what the subject is. We'll put the link out for you. Until next time, who do you want to thank?
Sure. Over at drgreenknight.com, posted a new post about Christmas. So
Very good.
check that out. I do Patreon over there, and thank you to Teresia Rowatt for being a patron over there. Appreciate it.
Yes.
Real Ruler wants to say, hey, thank you for these streams. I don't always get to listen to them, but I catch up with them.
And we are glad to have him and all of our
Appreciate
other
it.
regulars that watch and comment and super chat and Patreon. And also coming up in a couple weeks is CES, where we will be covering medical related or health related consumer electronic items that are being shown there. That'll be interesting. We're going to be putting out several videos daily while we are there.
Right.
Right after we see them. We may even do some live stuff.
We need to
possibly.
put out a video. We just got an email on all of the health safety stuff that we need to go through to
We'll
even
show you.
attend this thing. So that would be a good thing to do a video on as well, how they're making CES safe. So
Yeah, that'll be something
do
to
that.
show them too. So after we're done here, we're going to play our regular closing that has all of the patrons' names over here that are on Patreon. And if you want to be a part of that, you'll see how to get your name on there. And then you'll also see on the other side, this side of the video, a little bit of footage of CES from previous years to show you kind of what it looks like. So until next time,
hey, I'm Dr. Wayne Vaughn.
Dr. Mark Vaughn,
Santa.
thanking Lindsay Antwine, our top
Holly.
matron,
Don't forget Holly.
Holly and Santa. Stay in
You
good health.
make it happen.